Welcome to this video about installing the NetEngine 8000 F8. Before starting the installation, read installation guide of this product to understand how to proceed with the installation and what preparations need to be made. In this video, I'll refer to the NetEngine 8000 F8 as the F8 for short, as we'll be installing the F8 in a HUAWEI A66E cabinet. Ensure that the cabinet has been properly installed before installing the F8. Now let's see how to install the F8 in the cabinet. First, install the expandable guide rails. Note the front left, front right, and rear labels on the guide rails when installing them. The F8 might block the cabinet's ground point once it is installed in the cabinet. As such, you are advised to connect the F8's ground table to the cabinet's ground point before continuing. To determine the positions of where to install the floating nuts, you can use the quick installation guide in the device packing case, a piece of cardboard, or a tape measure. 8 floating nuts are needed to attach the F8's mounting brackets. To manually lift the F8 into the cabinet, you must use the load-bearing handles located on both sides of the device. It is recommended that 4 persons work together to complete this operation. Tighten the panel screws on the mounting brackets. Install the ground cable between the F8 and the cabinet. Install the left and right cable management frames for the device based on the L and R labels, then tighten all screws. Now let's see how to install power modules and power cables. The AC power supply is used as an example here. To facilitate routing of the power cables, you are advised to install power modules symmetrically in the left and right slots. Push the power module into the slot until you hear it click into place. Keep vacant slots covered with filler panels. Connect the AC power cables. Secure the power cables using cable retainers. Install PDUs in the upper part at the rear of the cabinet. Leave 1 U space between 2 PDUs. Route the power cables from the bottom of the F8 to the rear of it along both sides of the cabinet. And then separately connect the power cables to the 2 PDUs. Secure the power cables to the cabinet neatly using cable ties. Finally, attach labels to both ends of all power cables. Now let's see how to install boards and subcards. Install the main control board. After the board is properly installed, tighten the screws. When installing an SFU, you need to loosen the retention latches on the ejector levers before raising the ejector levers. Lower the ejector levers to push the board into the slot until it is fully inserted. Then tighten the screws. Installing an FPSC motherboard requires independent ejector levers, which are bound to the right mounting bracket when the F8 is delivered. Lower the ejector levers to push the board into the slot until it is fully inserted. Then tighten the screws. Install the FPIC properly and then tighten the screws. Note that filler panels must be installed in vacant slots. Now let's see how to install optical fibers and network cables. Install optical modules. You are advised to artist tape or label paper that is easy to tear off to make temporary labels. Attach the temporary labels to both ends of each optical fiber and uniquely identify the fibers by numbering the labels. Straighten and arrange optical fibers into bundles. Use space between the side panel and the beam to route optical fibers. Connect the optical fibers to the corresponding ports on the F8 according to the temporary labels attached earlier. An optical fiber is connected correctly when you push the connector into the port and you hear a click. After the optical fibers are connected, arrange them into neat bundles and bind the bundles with binding straps. Use nylon cable ties to secure the optical fiber bundles. Network cables can be installed in a similar way to optical fibers. If there are a large number of network cables, you are advised to install them by group. Replace the temporary labels with permanent ones for all optical fibers and network cables. That's all about F8 installation. For more information, see the installation guide or quick installation guide. Thank you for watching.